Hello, I'm Ryan Saladin.
And I'm Mark Danelich.
Welcome to the Channel 11 D6 News broadcast at 10.
We have an Earth Day Everyday special today. During the broadcast, you will learn how to be more environmentally friendly.
To start the show off, let's go to our weatherman, Aaron Blow.
For the national weather today, up in the northern area, we have about 0 degrees. And in the Midwest section, we have about 10 degrees. Spreading out a little bit lower, still in the Midwest, but slightly southern of that, we have about 20 degrees. We also have 40 degrees spreading out just below that, 50 degrees right below that, kind of just in the middle of the United States, and a 60-degree section right here in the tropical section of the southeast United States. There's also a 70-degree spot right in the middle of Texas and 80 degrees down where it meets Mexico. We have a low pressure point right here where it goes all the way up through the Rocky Mountains and all the way up to North Dakota. Also, we have very high humidity in the Georgia area. Weather in your neck of the woods, up north with Bemidji. It has a high of about 37 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of -7 degrees Fahrenheit. Duluth over next to Superior has a high of about 36 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Going down a little more south is Brainerd. It has a high of about 37 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of about 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Up with the big twins, we have the Twin Cities, and it has a high of 37 degrees Fahrenheit and 11 degrees Fahrenheit is the low. Rochester has a high of 46 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 13 degrees Fahrenheit. And over in Worthington, we have a high of 38 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 2 degrees Fahrenheit. If you have any more questions, you can visit our website, www.11d6news.com/weather. Monday, we have some partially cloudy weather with a bit of snow. Tuesday is mainly cloudy. Wednesday is also partially cloudy, but it has no snow. Thursday is partially cloudy with a bit of snow. And Friday is just plain old cloudy.
Now to a short commercial break.
But stay tuned because we have the environmental issue of the day coming up next.
Introducing the Uber umbrella.
The umbrella that you have in your home right now. This is the new Uber umbrella. It protects from all sorts of precipitation, such as water, snow, and ice. You can buy the Uber umbrella at any local convenience store for a mere $19.99. But hurry up while supplies last.
Hello, and welcome back to the Channel 11 D6 News Earth Day Everyday Special.
Right now we will be going over to John Belk, who will be explaining the environmental issue of the day.
Hello, and welcome back to the Earth Day Everyday Special Edition of Channel 11 D6 News. Our environmental issue of the day is water pollution, and I'll be going in-depth into its effects and causes. Water pollution has 3 main causes: sewage, silt, and disease. Sewage is highly oxygen absorptive. That means it kills plants and animals. Silt covers the water in a layer, blocking out sunlight and interfering with photosynthesis. Diseases cause mutations, deaths, and extinctions in both marine life and animals. These 3 combined kill over 14,000 people daily. That's the equivalent of the entire population of Maple Grove dying out in 4 days. So remember, don't pollute the water, and don't support agencies that do pollute the water, because Earth Day is every day, and we need to protect our Earth.
Thank you, John.
Now it's Nick and Alex with a special report.
Today we will be explaining how tornadoes form and what they do. We have Nick Dickovich out in the field. Let's go out to him now. Where are you today, Nick?
Hey Alex, today I'm in Lone Star State, one of the world's top hotspot tornado areas.
Before we start, let's settle on a definition of tornadoes to understand what we're talking about.
Well, a tornado is defined as a violently rotating column of air extending from a thundercloud to the ground. It generally rotates in a counterclockwise direction.
Are these tornadoes formed from a special kind of thunderstorm?
Yes, they only form the kind of thunderstorm called a supercell. These supercells are usually much more violent and last longer than the typical thunderstorm. When the winds are pushed into the supercell, they start to form a funnel, which creates a low pressure area. This in turn pushes more air and objects into it.
How do these supercells form?
They form when a cold, drier front from the polar regions meet a tropical front which is warm and moist.
When do tornadoes form most often?
Most tornadoes form in early spring, particularly during May.
Is there a particular area where tornadoes usually form?
Yes, in the U.S. has the largest number of tornadoes, more specifically an area called the Tornado Alley, which stretches from Texas to eastern South Dakota.
About how many tornadoes form in the U.S. each year?
Well, there's about an average of 800 tornadoes reported each year.
How damaging are these tornadoes and how long do they usually last?
These tornadoes can be extremely deadly. They cause enormous property damage and are responsible to about 80 deaths and 1,500 injuries a year. They can travel over 50 miles and be at the same time a mile wide.
Wow, that sounds pretty destructive. How much danger are we in out here in Minnesota?
There isn't too many tornadoes in Minnesota, only about 15 to 20 form each year. And in the past 50 years, only 2 have been rated F5s. That's the most destructive type.
Well, that's certainly a relief. Thanks for that fabulous interview.
No problem, man. Hope to see you again.
Well, thank you, Nick and Alex. That was very helpful and informative to all you future meteorologists.
Now to a short break.
I am Mark Damage, the spokesperson of Nicholas Dickovich. I entrust Nicholas Dickovich with the position of being president of the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. I believe he has very good potential. First, he believes that if you find a litter on the street, you should pick it up. Yes, that's right. Please, please pick it up. Did you know that if you didn't know that, you're a loser? Well, did you also know that we have videotape of our current opponents littering on our neighborhood streets? Nicholas Dickovich also believes the idea of carpooling and planning your routes carefully before you go out and drive. He also believes of preventing deforestation. Can you think we can make it possible for Nicholas Dickovich to become president of the EPA?
Yes, we can!
I'm Nicholas Dickovich, and I approve this message.
Hello, and welcome back.
Now to Alex Gray with his special Earth Day report.
Hello, I'm Alex Gray. I will be explaining to you what Earth Day every day is and why it is important. Earth Day was founded by Gaylord Nelson in 1970. It is a day devoted to environmental reform. Officially, Earth Day is only on April 22nd, which is the spring solstice, and on the March equinox. However, the Earth is the only thing on which we can live, and we must protect it. That's why Earth Day should be every day. There are many things you can do to help out the Earth. Not using too much plastic, reusing, and recycling are all important things you can do. Try to pick up litter when you see it, and use energy-efficient power sources. Also, try to use renewable materials as much as you can. Remember to look out for the environment and do your best to preserve our Earth. Now back to Ryan and Mark.
Thank you, Alex.
This concludes our 11D6 News Earth Day Everyday Special.
Thank you and good night.